Welcome to Film Companion South. Today we will be talking about a film called Oh My Dog. At last a film about animals, and now about a delightful dog called Simba. Great news, I must say. The last time I ever saw a film in which a dog had such a huge impact was probably Hum Aapke Hain Kaun in 1994. And suddenly animals seem to have disappeared from our screens. And I would like to know why. And the story goes back long ago when an influential Maneka Gandhi set up an NGO called People for Animals. By 1995, she had become a politician in the Lok Sabha, and she went on a strong campaign to promote humane treatment to poor animals. Undoubtedly, a very noble and laudable task. But in a vast agrarian country like ours, where cattle and sheep are the mainstay of all agricultural development. In a country where jungles are being constantly attacked by poachers and the wildlife is always under threat. And in an urbanized city where pets are constantly locked up indoors, how do you expect an organization like Prevention of Cruelty to Animals ever work? The answer? Very simple. Twist the media by its tail. She believed that if the media stopped showing animals being held and enslaved by humans, automatically all animals will be free and able to do what they want on their own in their normal, natural ways. And that was it. Filmmakers were told by the Censor Board that you had to go and get everything certified by some animal welfare board to ensure that the film could get a certificate. And you know very well, the film industry is in the most haphazard ways of occupation and operations. So they decided that why should we travel from pillar to post to get one certificate? Rather, drop these animals out and let us do our best, torturing human beings. As long as the government was not prohibiting the portrayal of harmful and murderous activities on fellow human beings, why would we bother about animals? Let them be where they are, and animals were forgotten completely out of the film. Therefore, the fact that a film has been made around a very powerful Siberian husky dog called Simba, along with many other dogs in a kennel and competitions, is certainly a matter that deserves congratulations. Somehow, the film is convinced that documenting talented dogs by very talented people, disciplined by talented owners, should be good enough. So far, so good. But when it comes to the making of the film, the structuring of the film, the writing of the film, Sarov Shanmugam has fallen down far below expectations. The problem here is in identifying the genre for expressing the story. At the outset it looks like a children's film with adults completely put in the background. But suddenly it becomes an adult film where you are dealing with very complicated problems like house evictions, smuggling and ill treatment and gangsters, and you find out why. And at times it looks like a slapstick comedy film with two goofy clowns running around singing to amateurish English songs. And then it's also a very powerful showreel for a well-known film family in Tamil Nadu. You have grandpa Vijay Kumar, son Arun Vijay, and the grandson Arnav Vijay together as lead characters. It's a family drama. You wonder if these two well-known older people were actually using this film as a training ground for the little Arnav to become a superstar in the next few years. The last time we saw this was T. Rajendra introducing Silambarasan, 11-year-old Silambarasan, long ago in a film called Uravai Kaatha Kili. Now, let's look at the film from the point of view of an animal films for children. In the recent times, I can name 4 popular Hollywood dogs films. 4 films which dealt exclusively with dogs. In 2017, there was a film called A Dog's Purpose. In 2018, there was a film called Show Dogs. And 2019, you have A Dog's Way Home and A Dog's Journey. 4 different films just focusing on big, beautiful, talented dogs. So what is important to notice in these films is that it is made largely for children aged 12 to 15. And they're developing with very strong character arcs, which are credible. And the first thing you do is to spend more time on each scene, observing characteristics and how they reflect and change the story form. Pay more attention to the real talents of your dog rather than using special effects to bolster the story. But what we notice in Oh My Dog is a narration which is so fast-paced, not providing a single moment to reflect on what is happening. For example, there is a scene in which the young Arnav stuffs the dog into his backpack on the way to school. His dad is taking him to school and the backpack is right in front of him, and the dad has no clue that he has a dog. And then when the boy goes to school, the rest of the class don't know that there is a dog in this class. And it is not a trained dog at that point of time which can be told to keep silent. I mean, what happens to logic here? Even that little logic. And then when you end up dubbing this film, you also end up having people speak non-stop with not a single moment where there is no talk. The narration also has the new upcoming villain of Tamil cinema, Vinay Rai, modeling himself so much, I can see on the lines of the late Raghuvaran. He is extremely cruel with his underlings and his associates and his servants, but he dare not treat his dogs with any kind of cruel way. Why? Somebody is watching. Somebody is watching and they are going to knock those scenes out. So what does Vinay Rai do? He drives around in fancy cars, wears fancy costumes and electrocutes his stupid staff members, enjoying his life away in cruelty meted on his poor men. And then you have actors like Mahima, Nambiar, left in the corner with no real identity, along with my good old Banu Chandra, who suddenly surfaced from nowhere to make a short cameo appearance. So films like these need to show talent in its totality, with everybody in the frame. But if you depend on ultra-fast pacing and shot mostly in close-up, your film will lose the grip on your audience. And therefore, children's film has to be very appealing to children first. Oh My Dog could have certainly done with a more innovative music track. To identify each character with a musical difference is the key hallmark of a children's film. And you will see this in an excellent award-winning children's film made probably I think 2012 called Chiller Party, in which there is a dog too. There you can see the music director has really breathes and lives the atmosphere, rather than just brush his hands over a keyboard to produce the standard fare that one hears in a big budget TV serial. Yet again, I am not trying to be too critical here, despite all the shortcomings. Oh My Dog is a breath of fresh air, paying attention to the needs of our children, and most importantly, bringing back animals on screen. Recognizing animals as part of our social life. Getting animals to entertain us with their talents on the screen is probably the best way to promote humane treatment for animals. I sincerely hope that Ms. Maneka Gandhi up there, who takes all these decisions, treats the film industry with a little more humane approach. Thank you.